Heyo everyone, welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1. This is on the PSP. Sorry about the audio on the game. It's a little poppy because the program is a little weird, but whatever. This is Kouhei the Fox, and I am ready to play. So, Final Fantasy 1, old game, was released a long time ago. Got re-released like, I don't know, like 3-4 times now. Let's go new. Yeah, I'll do Japanese. No, I'm just kidding. I can't read Japanese. Um, okay, so first choice you have is, of course, the 4 heroes. You want... I don't like the white mage too much. Like, they don't do as much, but at the same time they do have holy. Of course I'm keeping this one because Vivi. I probably won't choose Vivi. I'll choose something stupid like let's see. Vivi is 66. VVV for 66. Okay. Yeah, it's oh jeez. How do I do this? Confirm? Okay. So when you choose your heroes, you definitely want to have a healer. So if you don't do the white mage, it's good to do probably the best other choice is the red mage, just because they can use both all the other magics at the same time. Actually, you know what? No, fuck that. I'm choosing red. I just cursed. Yeah, I'll put my name on the hero, the actual warrior. It's very interesting. Most people... I'm only starting this one first because I love the Final Fantasy series, honestly. Final Fantasy series is probably one of the better games to play, especially because of copyright laws and all that stuff. I don't know why I'm choosing these names, honestly. B for beat. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'll just beat. That's another Final Fantasy. That's another game. It's from Square. It's called The World Ends with You. Yeah, okay. It's been so long I couldn't remember the name of it for a second. And Sid, because there's another Sid in this game, and I don't know. I think Sid is in every single game. I think they chose to keep that name in every game, if I remember correctly. So it's gonna go over the heroes and the world of darkness and all that stuff. Like I don't know. It's like the main concept of the first few games where they're like, okay, let's move away from all the crystals and stuff, and let's move into something else. Like, I think it was Final Fantasy VI that started to really diverge from it. Like, Final Fantasy V, I think, was the last one that really, like, pushed the Crystals of Light thing. Another one of these games, that came out around this generation was, the Dragon Warrior Dragon Quest games. Which probably gave a little harder of a learning curve, I guess. At the time, it was like you really had to grind on certain parts. My favorite RPG, of course, is probably Persona, because Persona, like, you screw up in that game, you're probably going to die. Like, you're going to lose. This one was probably the only Final Fantasy game where I actually had issues, like playing it as a kid. And still probably do now, because it starts you off. You have no idea what you're doing. You're literally just standing here. And we already have our first battle. Wow, I only took one step. What the fuck? The only issue I have with this is you'll notice, ooh, like looking at I forgot that I don't have magic. I didn't even take one step. You'll notice that the HP gauges are super low when you start in this one. Like, there's a literal, like, you have to grind at the very beginning, otherwise it gets really hard. So, if I can just make it into the town. Okay, okay. So you'll notice that these guys right here are blocking literally every exit. Well, not that guy. Yeah, like this guy's standing at the exit. Frickin'. Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere. So, you don't want to, really start. Well, no, yeah, I can go through this, but like you don't want to go into the like questing until you at least grind just a bit, because at level 1, like your characters are weak. Like it's really hard to make it to the like first stages of the game without at least grinding just a bit. So I'll probably do that off cam. So let's talk about the shops. The four shops. Sorry, the four shops that you usually find in every single city. Not every single city, but most of them are the weapons, the armor. There's white magic and there's black magic. Red mages can use both white and red, or white and red. I wish there was red magic. White and black magic. You want to make sure to always pick up cure, of course. It definitely helps. The first magics are okay. Like, they're not bad. I always get lost when I'm, like, getting all the magics throughout this game because frickin' I'll skip one and I don't know where the other ones are. Then I'll have to go, okay, look at other cities. I probably missed it somewhere because you can go out of order in this game, like, pretty bad. Like, you know where you're going mostly, but it doesn't exactly 100% tell you where to go, so it's one of those. Probably give everyone a rapier. Yeah, let's do that. Not 11. 11 might be a little bit too much. Do I need to give him a staff? You know what, I'll give him a staff. Why not? Oh yeah, I forgot there's an optimal in this one. I can't remember if that's in there in the NES version. I have to remember that. Yeah, you want to make sure to power up your guys as much as possible whenever you go into a city because it definitely helps to have all the weapons and all the armor. Especially when you start getting later on and you're like, okay, I need to somehow beat all these enemies that are way too strong, and it's good to pick up most of the items through dungeons. Oh, Optimal's so much easier. There's only like a few games in the world where you're like, okay, don't do Optimal or Optimize or whatever you want to call it. Like, you want to actually like think about what your teams are doing. That's why I like Persona, just because, you know, you actually have a lot of choices for weapons and all that. So say your characters die. This is the priest, or whatever you want to call them, the church. They actually will revive your characters for you for a cost. For a cost. There are Phoenix Downs, I think, but I think the best thing to do is, especially early on, because they cost 500 gil, you start with 500 gil, so that's way too small. So, you want to pick up probably sleeping bags for when you're like walking around on the outside, the outer world. Potions are okay, but most of the time you can just get by with just the tents. At least early on. Like, you can do it as much as what you want. Here's your little tutorial doors, or whatever the heck these creatures are. Like, I think they're doors. So, say you get injured, you can do the rest, and then that's it. I do have a fast forward on this, so that's the only thing I usually use for anything, is I just want to speed up the game, I'll do that. If I remember correctly, if I go to this person, she's the one that goes, oh, I'm a dancer, blah blah blah. She actually gives you advice on where to go and stuff, up to a certain point. Yeah, so they'll take you to the king, and then they'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, so you guys are the heroes of light. You just popped out of existence. Literally, like, you literally popped out of existence. You somehow showed up in front of this town at level 1, so you literally popped into the existence of this game. Yeah, the story writing for the first Final Fantasy was a little iffy, but I think if I remember correctly, people always said, oh, like, this was Final Fantasy because at the time Square wanted to close, which wasn't 100% true. I think it was, if I remember correctly, what actually happened was the creator, I forgot his name, he came out in an interview and was like, nah, like, I created Final Fantasy because we needed a game that had FF as the thing, so they chose Final Fantasy because it just sounded right. It wasn't because like the studio was doing bad. I know, don't get me wrong. Like Square was not doing okay back in the day, and then all of a sudden this game came out. It literally changed the way Square ran and pretty much like made them so much money. So they were like, okay, let's just keep going with it. Let's make Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3. Let's keep upping the game. And then Final Fantasy 12. I hate that one, but some people might like it. I don't personally like Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12 was, I don't know. I didn't like the main character. I think that was the main thing. Granted, I don't like the main character in most of them, if I think about it. Well, at least after 6. Okay, so I don't like Final Fantasy VII's Cloud, which people will probably hate me for saying that, but like the only issue with Cloud is he's a knockoff of Zack. And when they came out with Zack in Crisis Core, and I was like, this dude's way better than Cloud, and I don't know, there's a fight there, I'd have to say, but when it's like Final Fantasy VIII, they had Squall, which people call Leon because he changed his name, and then I think Kingdom Hearts made a joke about it, going, oh, why are you calling yourself Leon? Because then you're Leon Lionheart. But, I don't know. Final Fantasy IX had Zidane, however you say his name. He has an E at the end, so I thought it would be Zidane, or Zidane, but I don't know. He was swirly. I like him, but then they showed Vivi, and then I was like, oh, screw everyone else. Vivi and Freya, best characters. Best way, definitely want to train, so you want to be running around the city over and over again. You'll run into goblins, which are probably the best way of experiencing until you can at least get to a decent level to make it across the bridge, get into a cavern, and then fight the dude. While at the same time you want to also get the chest in the cavern, and you need enough HP to pretty much survive, because, like, okay, if you look at it, it's like 4 XP, okay, 18 gil. 18 gil, that means I have to fight like 4 of these dudes just to get a potion. Or 4 of these groups of 3 at least to get a potion. And you'll notice you're leveling up pretty fast in the beginning of the game. That's because you're under-leveled. They made it so you have to grind. So, I'll be right back when I'm done grinding, I guess. Okay, everyone, I'm back. I have leveled up. Okay, so now we're gonna move on with the game. I went up to level 8. I just wanted the warrior to at least be above 100 HP. Actually, I should buy some stuff first before I even start moving on. And I think about it. Let's see. Probably want to give you protect, and then everything else will be black magic. Okay, so I got you on that. Let's go sleep. Doesn't matter. I only use fire usually. It's a very simple game. You don't really need to think too hard into it. Like most of the enemies will die anyway. Oh. Oh, she only does it after, I think. After you beat Garland. Or see Garland? Okay. So, hold on. I just realized. Oh, yeah. That's alright. I was like, why is there no sound coming from the game? I forgot I muted it because I was watching podcasts while I was leveling. So, you want to go up and to the left to start up. The king was talking about going to a cave. I'm just gonna, okay. So there's a cave up in the west? Northwest? Hey, it's a goblin guard. I haven't seen them yet. Yeah. You'll also notice with the enemies that they're really inspired by like D&D because they made like evil eyes and all that stuff where you're like, holy crap, this is all from Dungeons and Dragons. I thought that was pretty interesting. This is this cave, right? No. I remember. This is the Earth Cave. My bad. It's not a cave. He's like super far up north. He looks like a ruined castle, if I remember correctly. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, that's why I want to be able to do that. Let's see. We want to... I don't think we really need to, actually. I was gonna say we need to heal, but we should be okay. So if you go straight up, you'll actually run into Garland. But if you go this way, remember correctly, there are some of these doors that are locked and some of them are open. Leather cap, that's good. Let's put that on. I always just give everything to my warrior first because he does literally the most damage at the end of the game. If anything, you probably beat this game with just the warrior. Like just warriors all together, and then maybe a monk. Monks are pretty good at fighting too. They have a really high attack rate. The thieves aren't actually super good. It's only that their response time is fast, so they have a high agility. So later on, you'll notice that the thief will actually attack first before everyone. But right now, he's pretty much a blank. It's whatever. Oh, skeletons. When I played Dungeons and Dragons with my friends before, I really hated him because he used skeletons all the time. Very annoying, actually. Yay, it's a potion! Oh my god. You know what sucks about RPGs is I have this knack for never using my items. Like, I'll use the resting items and stuff, like in any of the games, or like, I was just playing Final Fantasy X because I've been trying really hard to platinum that one still, because there's like a, I don't know, 40-hour grind at the end of the game to even get all the stuff that you need, because you have to max out the sphere grid and do all the most tedious stuff you can. But that game I actually never use potions. I use the anti-phoenix, and then I use or auto phoenix. I used auto phoenix and auto potion, but then those potions aren't potions. They're like X potions and things like that, because you're fighting. I forgot the name of the actual. I want to say Pendragon. Pandemonium, or no? That's a summon from another game. Oh my god, I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. You fight all you fight all the Dark Aeons, and then you have to fight this dude. And in order to fight him, you have to be like super prepared. Ah, here's this one. Okay, yeah. And you missed a key. You get that later. The items aren't even that good anyway. The only reason you'll notice that there's a locked door in this castle is because you have to come back to it at the very end of the game. So obviously you need to have something to do. I mean, you know, other than the fact that the dungeon is like freaking long. This one I'll actually, this game I actually do use my potions quite a bit, especially when I'm in dungeon running, because sometimes you don't have cottages to use throughout the throughout the dungeon, and some of the dungeons get like mazy, like very long. Okay, let's get to the middle. Okay, here we go. So in this room, you'll notice that, oh, there's the princess and this weird dude who is just standing above her. Not saying there's any rape or anything. Also, if you hear any weird whistling noise, I vape. So, yeah. And I'm just reading right now. You know, for a final boss, pretty much, you would think he would have, like, better, like, security. Like, it's only him in this one room with these bats. Which, by the way, are the bats like vampires? No, they're just bats. Little zoo bats just flying around. I don't know if I should be talking about Nintendo, though, because I will never be able to play any Nintendo games on this channel whatsoever. I actually want to use fire. Oh, crap, I defended. He's a very easy battle anyway, so... Just keep attacking him. And defending with the frickin' mage. I wish they had, one that... Wait, actually I wonder if they added it in the PSP version. I never checked. Oh, here, let me just kill him. Okay, yeah, that was pretty easy. It was literally one where I sped up for nothing. Oh my god, you're my hero! I think I only will talk to you like one more time! Her name is Sarah. Yeah, totally, let's go. Come on. It's a good thing I don't have to walk all the way back. That would have been boring. Also, you know what's crazy is I love these statues they put in this game because they're a frickin' chocobo. Like, they're like, hey, here's our mascot. It's a chocobo. And then later on they added the Moogle, which I think is like the cutest, creepiest thing in the world. Like, if you think how they're designed and then like their anatomy, you're like, wait, how do you exist as a thing? Like, I think Final Fantasy Tactics changed their look to look more bunny-like, which then screwed me over in my head because then Fran showed up and I was like, wait, is that a Moogle? No, because she doesn't have the weird thing on the top of her head. I don't know. I wonder what those things are anyway. They seem like antenna, you know? Yeah, so this is him just going, oh, these are where all the things are. I know that this crystal is to the north. So he's going to rebuild the bridge to the north so that we can get to the crystal. And I get so lost in this game. Like, oh, hold on. What is she giving me? Trusted the... Oh, it's the loot. Okay. I don't even think you'll need it for a while anyway. You got loot. I would love to make fun of the best item getting sound is always from Zelda. But like I say, I'll never be playing Zelda games or anything like that. Nothing Nintendo, because Nintendo has like the strictest policies on monetization and fair use with their games, to where I'm like, why do people even buy your games? Because, like, I don't know, a gamer, like, say someone really big were to play one of the new games that comes out, that's free publicity. They love the game, and then everyone's like, I want to play that game too. But Nintendo's like, no, screw that. We ain't helping anything. Oh my god, this is taking forever. Okay. In reality, this took like 3 months, like, to build it. Like, I was like, yeah, where's the light? You're all ready. And then they're like just chilling in like Oh my god, it's been like 4 months. I could have been training while you guys have been doing this. So if you go north, now you'll see that there's bridge. And goblins. I love these goblins. Okay. And now so you can now walk across this bridge, but oh, right, there's one more scene. Right, it's their, oh, they're on their way in their journey and yada yada. In the picture, it almost looks like there is a red mage anyway. Like the one on the left, it looks like a person with a cape and a rapier. I don't know. And so their quest began. Even though, like I said, they popped into existence. And this kind of got just thrust on them because apparently the king couldn't even bother sending soldiers to go fight. I wonder what the ages are, because okay, in Japan, if you think about the anime that comes out, where it's like, oh, like, these are your heroes and stuff, and then you're like, oh, how old are they? And they're like, 12. You're like, wait, what? Like, I think it was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The first episode, I'm like, holy crap, these kids are strong. And, like, eventually they get really big. But then you find out, wait, they're still in middle school? How are you still in middle school, but you look like you're from freaking, like, 40 years old, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, muzzles. I don't know. But it's definitely interesting to see that. But, so these kids have got to be, like, young, like, and I don't know what it is about Japan's niche on making child heroes. Like, I think it's like high schoolers run the Power Rangers, even like the real Power Rangers. I'm not talking about like America's Power Rangers, where if you notice, it's like kind of strange how when they transform into the Power Rangers, they don't exactly look the same. That's because all they did was add Americans as the stars, and then cut to the scenes as the actual Power Rangers from the Japan show. Anyway, so that's where we're gonna cut off for now. Next time we will be running over and trying to get a boat, and then we can go sailing. See you guys next time.